Hello everybody, welcome to my February unboxings. We have, as you can see, a big old stack of things to open up today, and as well as the usual suspects, we do have a couple of special editions and a brand new UK subscription box. This one is the Locked Library. It is from Harper Voyager. It is a book-only subscription, and in this box every single month you are going to get a brand new special editions with all of the bells and whistles. Now this is replacing the Goldsboro Science Fiction and Fantasy Fellowship for me, which I am cancelling, and I am also finishing the vlog series that I have made over the last year and a half, which is the Goldsboro Science Fiction and Fantasy Fellowship worth my money? And I'm going to be replacing it with Locked Library because I think that I will enjoy these books a little bit more, but I do have some qualms about this box in general, which I guess we'll talk about while I'm opening it. So aside from that, the ones that I have paid for here are these two special editions at the bottom. They are both from Illumicrate. This one is a romance special edition. This one is a set of two fantasy romance books. I'm sure you know what they are. And then the ones that I'm a rep for, we of course have the adult and young adult Fairyloot subscription. The adult is book only. You get a brand new hardback release in an exclusive edition, and with the Fairyloot you get the same plus a selection of Bookish goodies. And then of course we have the regular monthly Illumicrate. This one is once again a monthly UK based fantasy and sci-fi book subscription. You get a brand new hardback release in an exclusive edition and a selection of goodies, but this one is either YA or adult and tends to sit in that kind of new adult age range. So I was sent a box cutter specifically for unboxing videos. Do I remember where? Oh, it's there. Here we go. So I guess we'll start with Locked Library. My qualms with this box is essentially just that it's a Harper Voyager box. So you're not going to get like a unbiased, there is some level of bias I guess within the curation of all of the boxes, but you're not going to get an unbiased, this is the best fantasy book of the month kind of situation. You're going to get whichever book Harper Voyager wants to push in that month. And they have also promised that there will be no crossover with subscription boxes, UK subscription boxes. So if it's the Locked Library book, it's not going to be Illumicrate or Fairyloot, which kind of implies to me that if, for example, both Fairyloot and Illumicrate decided that they wanted books by Harper Voyager in their box this month, then the Locked Library book would be the third best book that Harper Voyager need to push that month. So I feel like I'm just a little bit wary, or I guess aware of the fact that this is direct from the publisher. So this box is going to be pushing the publisher's agenda more than anything else. In my mind, that's just my opinion. But anyway, the book is wrapped in tissue paper. I think this subscription is about 21, potentially 21 to 24 pounds a month. The edition is absolutely gorgeous. I have seen it. And this one, oh, it feels really good as well. This one is The Thorns Remain by J.J.A. Harwood. The front says, a fair lord, a mortal woman, a dance with a terrible prince. We have these really beautiful stenciled edges. There is a ribbon bookmark in here. I'm not sure how different the cover is, whether the cover is actually exclusive, but if it is different, I will overlay the original over the top. We also have pretty end pages. I don't know what the original looks like, what the standard edition looks like, so I'm not sure how much of this is special. I know that the stenciled edge very much is, or the printed edge, should I say. This one is a fairy story, which is one of the reasons why I'm interested in it, but I don't know too much about it, so I will read you guys the dust jacket. It says, 1919, in a Highland village forgotten by the world, the young people who remain after war and flu will soon head south to make something of themselves. Moira Jean and her friends venture to the forest for a last night of laughter before parting ways. Moira Jean is being left behind. She too planned to leave once, but her lover died in France, and with him her future. The friends light a fire and dance, but with every twirl about the flames, strange new dances thread between them, music streaming from the trees. The Fae have joined them. Suddenly Moira Jean finds herself all alone, her friends spirited away. For the Fae, led by the darkly handsome Lord of the Fae, feel left behind and forgotten too. They are out to make themselves known once more. Moira Jean must enter into a bargain with the Lord to save her friends, and fast, for the longer they spend with the Fae, the less like themselves they will be upon return. If Moira Jean cannot save her friends before Beltane, they will be lost forever. Bewitching, threaded with Highland charm, sparkling with romance, this fairy tale will carry you away. So definitely it sounds like one that I can get behind. The representation of Fae in here is not the one that I typically read. It's more of a classical, like traditional look at Fae and fairies, but I would definitely be giving this one a try because, as I said, it is going to be replacing my Goldsboro vlog series, so stay tuned if you're interested. So then moving on to, I guess we'll just go top to bottom in the stack. So we will go with the adult Fairyloot next. I believe that the February book is the new S.A. Chakraborty one, which has something to do with pirates, and I've heard very good things about the edition, but I have yet to see it. Yeah, so the theme for this month is A Voyage of Chaos, and the book is The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. This is a book that I have been interested in because I like City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, although with this being pirates, I feel like it's a bit of a different tone. And I have to say, I do feel like I'm generally usually surprised at the size of books because I feel like they're going to be thicker than I thought they were. With this, it's quite the opposite. I thought that this was going to be thin, and it's actually like, it's chunky. Oh, I'm seeing some navy, which I love. It's gorgeous, but I can't tell which way is the front right now. So I'm guessing it's got to be this way, right? This has to be the front. Yeah, that's definitely the front. Oh, she's very, very pretty. Not what I imagined this edition would look like, but I like it. This one does have a printed edge on it as well. I really like the blue color scheme, and this is definitely an exclusive cover, so I will of course overlay the original over the top. Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever seen this before. These are foiled end pages and also a mat. This is also, of course, signed by the author. And under the dust jacket, we have some really beautiful foiling all the way around. And then the end pages at the back of the book are also slightly different. So all I have to go on that I will enjoy this is that it's by S.A. or Shannon Chakraborty, but and all I know is that it's about pirates. So the synopsis of this one: a pirate of infamy and one of the most storied and scandalous captains to ever sail the seven seas, Amina Al-Sarafi has survived backstabbing rogues, vengeful merchant princes, several husbands, and one actual demon to retire peacefully with her family to a life of piety, motherhood, and absolutely nothing that hints of the supernatural. But when she's offered a job no bandit could refuse, she jumps at the chance for one final adventure with her old crew that will make her a legend and offers a fortune that will secure her and her family's future forever. Yet the deeper Amina dives, the higher the stakes, for there's always risk in wanting to become a legend, to seize one last chance at glory, to savor just a bit more power, and the price might be your very soul. Sounds interesting. I know that I like S.A. Chakraborty, and this is a stunning edition from Fairyloot. This is the start of, once again, like last month, a very beautiful stack. Okay, time for the YA Fairyloot. I don't think I remember what this book is, or I'm not sure if I even knew to start off with. This one has just arrived as well, and as usual with these videos, they will be chaptered, so if you haven't received any of these boxes yet and you don't want to be spoiled, then you can skip ahead. Can you stop forcing your way in here? What? Oh, so straight off we have a mug at the top here. But I am going to dig down for this month's spoiler cut. The theme of this month is morally grey, which makes me feel like I'm gonna love this box. And here are the spoilers if you guys would like to pause and take a look, but I am of course going to be going in blind as usual. As I said, the first thing on top was one of the Fairyloot mugs. This one is a From Blood and Ash mug, so I'm very excited to see it. Although I have gone off this series, I really liked the first two books, and then I didn't like the third one, so I haven't read past that, including the spin-off. Oh, I forgot that they've started doing foiling on the mug as well. This is really pretty. Do you like it? So here we have Poppy, Hawk, and Kieran, and then there's a little bit more foiling and some scenery around the edges. Oh, we also have a dagger in the bottom down there. I'd give you some paper to rip up, my love, but you're very noisy with it. The next item we have is a snow oak pendant, so it sounds like it's a necklace, and this one is inspired by the Black Witch Chronicles by Laurie Forrest, which I haven't read, but I am intrigued about actually, so let me know if you've read it and if you like it. I think the first book in that series was released just as I was joining BookTube, and I haven't really heard anybody talk about it since. Next up we have a pouch or a pencil case. This one says, "The stars incline us, they do not bind us," and that is a quote from one of Chloe Gong's books, which I'm going to check because I know that she has released a book within the last year. Yeah, this one is from These Violent Delights. Just getting under the book for a minute, we do have this really pretty foiled art print. I love the colors on this and the way they contrast with the gold but this one is of Jax and Evangeline from Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. You will be disappointed to know that I still haven't read Caraval, never mind the spin-off. And then just before we get to the book of the month, right down at the bottom we have the bonus items in every Fairyloot, which are of course the monthly tarot cards. So this month month we have the Ace of Stars, and then we also have the Two of Stars, and I believe that these are characters from the Spice Road, which was I think it was the book of the month last month for the YA Fairyloot. So moving on to the book, there's an interesting splatter down the edge. I think she goes this way. Oh, just before we get there, we do have the letter from the author on the back of this card. I always forget that these are in this bag. We also have the monthly fairy scoop, and we should also have, there it is, the bookmark with the spoiler card art on. And now for the book. Da, da, da. I love the color scheme on this. This is Welcome to the City, is it called City of Nightmares by Rebecca Schaefer. This is gorgeous, but I love me a cityscape. The back of this one says face your fear or become your nightmare. I will of course overlay the original cover over the top. We have a very pretty like splatter edge on this, which I really like. And as usual with Fairyloot these days, we have custom end pages, which should be, yep, different on both sides. Who is this mysterious stranger? Oh, we have a printed hardcover this time. This is gorgeous. We also have dinosaurs here, which I thought was a possibility, but I wasn't sure because I hadn't looked at it properly whether that was a silhouette of a bird. So an urban fantasy with dinosaurs potentially. I'm also getting 1920s vibes from these end pages. As usual, this is also signed by the author. And the synopsis on this one says, ever since her sister became a man-eating spider, what? And slaughtered her way through town, 19-year-old Ness has been terrified of some other nightmare murdering her and terrified of ending up like her sister. Because in Newham, the city that never sleeps, dreaming means waking up as your worst fear. Whether that means becoming a nightmare that's monstrous only in appearance or transforming into a twisted, unrecognizable creature that terrorizes the city, no one is safe. Ness will do anything to avoid becoming another victim, even if that means lying low among the Friends of the Restful Soul, a questionable organization that may or may not be a cult. But being a member of this maybe cult has a price. In order to prove herself, Ness cons her way into what's supposed to be a simple job for the organization, only for it to blow up in her face. Literally. Tangled up in the aftermath of an explosive assassination, now Ness and the only other survivor, a nightmare boy who Ness suspects is planning to eat her, must find their way back to Newham and uncover the sinister truth behind the attack, even as the horrors of her past loom ominously near. I gotta say, based on the synopsis, I'm not sure about this one. I have read books that have similar elements to this in the past and not loved them. I feel like this may have, based on the aesthetic of it, and also based on some of the synopsis, I feel like it could potentially have a bit of a noir vibe to it, which we all know I don't really like. And then the chaotic nature of waking up as a nightmare. It's all going to depend on the atmosphere and the writing of this, I feel, but it is a absolutely beautiful edition. I am in love with this naked hardcover design. So down in the comments as usual, let me know what your favorite item from this box is. I think for me, we're gonna have to go with the From Blood and Ash mug for this one. Can you see her? She's eating the dust bag that the book came in. She is literally obsessed with them and I have to fight them off her every single month. One of her toys that she played with for a good 2 or 3 weeks was the cord that she pulled out of the top of one of the Fairyloot bags. Okie dokie, so next up we will go with Illumicrate, and I just realized I forgot to say I do have a discount code for Illumicrate, so if after watching this unboxing you would like to get your hands on your very own Illumicrate, you can use my code, which is Becca5, and that will get you a discount on a 3 or 6 month subscription. So cracking this one open, I also no longer remember what the theme of this was or what is in the box. But here we are. Oh, this one, the theme is Into the Fire. I will, as usual, open up the spoilers in case you guys would like to pause and read through them. And the theme for next month is Live Like Legends. And that one is for fans of... Oh, it's a fandom neutral box. Inspired by Greek mythology, so I feel like the items are going to be really nice in next month's box. I'm already seeing some very... Oh, I remember. I got an email about this one actually. So the first item on top here is one of Illumicrate's glass water bottles, which I do already have 2 of these. This one looks different. Oh, it does look different. We did get an email about this because the quote on this is incorrect. So if you received this box and you're a subscriber, you will get a discount on your April box to compensate for the fact that the quote on the water bottle is wrong. But this one is different. It has a sleeve with this book design on it. Inside we have, oh, it has a strainer compartment in here, which is cool for tea. And this is the quote on the bottle that has been misprinted, so I'm not sure what it's supposed to say, but it says, a book too can be a star, a living star to light in the darkness, leading out into the expanding universe. And the quote for that is Madeline, is it Langle? So yeah, this is a very different, I like that this is a different design to the other two, because the other two were very similar in design, so I'm glad we have something a little bit different with this one, and also a couple of like added bits to it as well. Next up we have a zipper charm. I was about to say a pin. This one is inspired by Legend Born by Tracy Dion. It is a little dragon pendant to clip onto a zip. Also have a book lamp. Is this going to be one of the fold out ones that like when you pull it apart it lights up? It is, and it has a design on it. That is amazing. But this is one of the ones where you pull it open like this and it lights up. So I'm very excited about this because I always kind of want one of these, but I never really want to go out and buy one. Is it a different color? Oh my god. I never want to go out and buy one of these. The most fun I've ever had. But I was worried that it would be kind of plain and boring. It's already very exciting. But we do also have art across here as well, which is really cool. And this one, does it say what it's inspired by? This one is inspired by Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and is probably going to be my favorite item. Are we going to get a different color? No. Oh, that was sad. Okay, and then I love these. I love these so much. I've just used both of the ones of these that I've got. This is a book jacket, but I've always been a fan of a book sleeve, but what I didn't realize is how much I needed a hardcover book sleeve. So these ones, I'll demonstrate with the Fairyloot book of the month. This is essentially a replacement for your dust jacket, and away you go. You also have a little elastic thing tie around here. And the reason why I really like this is because I typically, if it has foiling under the dust jacket, which a lot of special editions do, I don't like to take the dust jacket off because the grease on your fingers rubs the foil off the cover. But at the same time, the more I'm reading it, the more the dust jacket's getting bent. So I really like having these because then I can take the dust jacket off and protect the naked hardcover as well. So I'm glad that we have another one of these. I have 3 in total now, and I'm absolutely obsessed with them. I don't use normal book sleeves too much now because I don't tend to take my book out of the house very often, but I am a very, very big fan of like the hardback dust covers. This is a great Illumicrate box. I'm having an amazing time. This one is a letter from the author for the, oh, I've just seen what the book, I remember, we are up to the book of the month. I remember what this book is and I have very mixed feelings about it. Okay, so this one is, see if I can get the name right, Song of Silver Flame Like Night by Amelie Wenzhou. And I read Blood Air by Amelie Wenzhou, which once again was an Illumicrate book. I didn't like it. I gave it 2 stars. So this I'm really interested in, but I'm just nervous because of the author. But look at that gorgeous printed edge. We also have an exclusive end page with a signature. I think we have a printed hardcover under here I've just seen, but we'll investigate that in a moment. The end page is the same on this side but without the signature. Illumicrate and Fairyloot really went all out with the printed hardcovers this month. That is gorgeous. I love that design. So the synopsis on this one says, in a fallen kingdom, one girl carries the key to discovering the secrets of her nation's past and unleashing the demon that sleeps at its heart. Once, Lan had a different name. Now she goes by the one the Atlantean colonizers give her. She spends her days scavenging for the remnants of the past, for anything that might help her understand the strange mark burned into her arm by her mother in her last act before she died. No one can see the mysterious mark until the Night Zen disappears at the tea house and saves her life. Zen is a practitioner, one of the fabled magicians of the Last Kingdom, whose abilities were rumoured to be drawn from the demons they communed with, magic believed to be long lost, magic to be hidden at all costs. Both Lan and Zen have secrets buried deep within. Fate has connected them, but their destiny remains unwritten. Both hold the power to liberate their land, and both hold the power to destroy the world. So the synopsis on this one seems fine. It's not giving me anything amazing, but it sounds intriguing. I will definitely be giving this one a try. It's a beautiful edition. I'm just a little bit wary about it because I unfortunately didn't like Blood Air. So now we're moving on to the Illumicrate special editions, but we do have 2 this month, or technically 3 because there's 2 books in this box. First off, we'll start with the single book, which is technically an Afterlight special edition, and I'm very, very excited to be adding Loathe to Love You by Ali Hazelwood to my collection. As you guys know, I've read both The Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain recently and adored them both. I do have an arc of Love Theoretically, which I'm desperate to get to. I'm hoping I can get to it this month. And while I'm not the biggest fan of short stories, I had to add the Illumicrate edition of the short story collection to my collection. So this one is, as far as I'm aware, I want to see the underneath. I'm so excited. I love the naked hardcovers on these. They're so cute. We also have just a solid blue sprayed edge on this. Yeah. It's 3 short stories. So it's a collection of steamy STEMinist novellas, and it contains Under One Roof, Stuck With You, and Below Zero, which are all, I think it's going to be like 100 pages each. This is also signed as well. Yeah, so they're about 120-ish pages each. I'm not sure when I'm going to read these because I'm going to get to Love Theoretically probably first, but I would say that by the end of the year I'm probably going to be caught up on Ali Hazelwood. We know what this is, don't we? I know that we know what this is. This is special editions of my favorite book of all time and a big disappointment. I'm sorry to book 2 in this series. I'm hoping for amazing things from book 3. Illumicrate and Fairyloot announced special editions of this at the same time. I am unashamed to say that I bought them both because I am who I am and I could not help myself. So let's just take them out the box first. They're so big. So this is the Illumicrate special edition of House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas, which is my favorite book of all time. These are thicker than the originals, right? Like this is like Samantha Shannon size. I am positive that the standard editions are not this thick. And then of course, House of Sky and Breath. These are big. These are bigger than the originals, but they are absolutely, I couldn't choose between Fairyloot and Illumicrate, or like I could if I had to, but I didn't have to, so I got them both. But these are the stenciled edges on here. They go all the way around. They're gorgeous. We also have leather and paper art, and we have on the back of the books we have Sarah J Maas's signature printed. And then, oh my god, we also have reversible dust jackets on this, which is absolutely stunning. I am obsessed. I might turn these around actually because I do obviously have the standard editions, so I might flip them to have the reversible art out. And then we have hardcover foiling on here as well. So then if we move over to House of Sky and Breath, at the end pages, the dust jacket on this one is Nighttime and it has Hunt on it, Hunt and Bryce. Obsessed. And then foiling under the dust jacket. But if you need a synopsis on these, then this is about a half-fae woman called Bryce Quinlan who is asked by the Archangel to investigate a string of murders. They thought that they caught the murderer 2 years ago, but it appears that they were wrong. So Bryce is asked to look into the case because she has a personal connection to it, and because it's very dangerous, she is assigned a bodyguard in the shape of fallen angel Hunt Athalar. Love House of Earth and Blood. Don't love House of Sky and Breath as much. I'm very nervous about House of, I nearly said Wings and Ruin. It is currently untitled, but I feel like it's going to be House of Flame and Shadow. And then with this as well, we also have page overlays. I don't really want to open these. I want to save them until I'm rereading, but I might look at one because I'm going to reread both of these before the 3rd book is released and follow up on all the Crescent City content that I made. These just slot into the pages, like, so they are gorgeous. I'm obsessed. Oh, completely forgot. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite item from the Illumicrate box was. I think it's really hard this month, but I feel like mine is either this dust jacket or the booklight, because the booklight, wherever, here it is. Booklight is really cool as well. So once again, a absolutely stunning, I don't know if I can lift these because those Crescent City ones are really, really heavy. Another stunning set of special editions. Let me know down in the comments which one of these is your favorite edition. That's a good question actually. Potentially this one for me because I really love that printed hardback. If not, the Crescent City ones. But thank you so much to Illumicrate and Fairyloot for sending boxes that I showed to you guys in this video, and thank you to you guys for watching. So the links to all of these subscription subscription boxes and their social media, as well as any discount codes I have, will be in my description box in case you guys would like to go ahead and check any of them out for yourselves. But aside from that, guys, please don't forget to like this video if you liked it and subscribe if you wanna. If you head to my description box, you'll find a link to my Goodreads, Instagram and Twitter if you'd like to follow me on any of those, as well as a link to my Bookish Kindle website, the Etsy for that, and a 10% off discount code. That's it from me today, guys. Bye.
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you'll go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.